Angels. Part 3 of 5. Today we're gonna look into what one might ask. Do angels minister to non-believers? Did you know angels have a purpose in the life of unbelievers? In fact, the Bible mentions 3 ways that angels interface with unbelievers. First, angels can be ministers of God's goodness to unbelievers. Though Hagar was not a believer, the Lord still showed mercy. Here's a great example. Genesis 16 verses 7 to 11 NLT says, "The angel of the Lord found Hagar beside a spring of water in the wilderness, along the road to Shur. The angel said to her, 'Hagar, Sarai's servant, where have you come from, and where are you going?' 'I'm running away from my mistress, Sarai,' she replied. The angel of the Lord said to her, 'Return to your mistress, and submit to her authority.' Then he added, 'I will give you more descendants than you can count.' And the angel also said, 'You are now pregnant and will give birth to a son. You are to name him Ishmael, which means, God hears, for the Lord has heard your cry of distress that we should all be thankful for his goodness.'" Acts 14 verses 16 to 17 NLT. In the past he permitted all the nations to go their own ways, but he never left them without evidence of himself and his goodness. For instance, he sends you rain and good crops and gives you food and joyful hearts. Remember, brothers and sisters, sometimes God will use angels to bring blessings into an unbeliever's life. Let's ask the question, why does God extend common grace to everyone? Romans 2 verse 4 NIV. Or do you show contempt for the riches of his kindness, forbearance and patience, not realizing that God's kindness is intended to lead you to repentance? Let's move on. Secondly, angels can also be known as ministers of judgment towards unbelievers. Here are 2 examples in the Bible. We all remember Sodom and Gomorrah, don't we? Genesis 19 verses 12 to 16 NLT says, "Meanwhile, the angels questioned Lot. 'Do you have any other relatives here in the city?' they asked. 'Get them out of this place, your sons-in-law, sons, daughters, or anyone else. For we are about to destroy this city completely. The outcry against this place is so great it has reached the Lord, and he has sent us to destroy it.' So Lot rushed out to tell his daughter's fiancés, 'Quick, get out of the city. The Lord is about to destroy it.' But the young men thought he was only joking. At dawn the next morning the angels became insistent. 'Hurry,' they said to Lot. 'Take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here. Get out right now, or you will be swept away in the destruction of the city.' When Lot still hesitated, the angels seized his hand and the hands of his wife and 2 daughters and rushed them to safety outside the city, for the Lord was merciful. Even when it looks hopeless, the Lord steps in for you. Just like he did for King Hezekiah against his mighty army. 2 Kings 19 verse 35. NLT says, "That night the angel of the Lord went out to the Assyrian camp and killed 185,000 Assyrian soldiers. When the surviving Assyrians woke up the next morning, they found corpses everywhere." I would encourage you all to read the story of King Hezekiah, it's very encouraging. As humans, we typically imagine God's protection as a magical force field that keeps us from all harm. While God has the ability to stop evil, we have to remember that we live in a fallen world where we have free will. Because of this, sometimes God works in ways that we do not understand. Instead, God's protection can come in the form of peace and strength in the middle of despair, possibly in the form of angels. As believers in Jesus, we are promised a new life covered under the protection of God and his angels, in which nothing can ever separate us from his love. We can rest easy knowing that no matter what hardship we face, God is our provider and protector. He sends down his angels to watch over us and protect us from the harm of the world. These angels can give us peace so we can focus on knowing there is a bigger plan that God has chosen us for. Angels have been cited all throughout the Bible for their amazing ability to protect those in harm. Hope everyone is enjoying this topic and will join us for part 4 tomorrow. May God's holy angels always be with you with the hedge of protection throughout the week.